I kind of want to continue before I go into my own thing what Esther really said. And it's you know, at my office, of course, once in a while someone will die or someone close to them or whatever. And you share some words that some of the times it's awkward to put them down on a card or an email or whatever. But now that I'm on the other side of this, I got to say that those awkward words, they actually are very touching and they mean something very much to the families that receive them. So, you know, and I guess I want to share, basically, I was in a group that was reading this room back. It's called Celebrate Recovery, and it's for people with different addictions. You know, it could be anything. It doesn't have to be substance. It could be, you know, pornography. It could be you're a workaholic. It doesn't matter. You know. Anyway, I was in this one group, and there's a guy there named Bob Grumbless. I don't know if he's here. Here, Bob?
Yeah.
Oh, there you are. Anyway, Bob was going through some marital problems, and I thought, you know, well, gosh, I don't know if I'm going to get closer to this guy. I'm already having my own marital problems, you know, and yet I went forward and I went ahead and formed a relationship with him, and we talked a lot and ended up forming a group of our own. Met at his house first and then mine, and it was great. We ended up really getting to know each other and supporting each other. And then when I separated from Viv for a while between April till just this last October, I stayed at his place, you know. And then he, after Josh's death, was reluctant to come to the house, and we had to push himself through. And he said, you know, I just almost find an excuse, but he was glad he came, and it also panned out. So I know that sometimes there's always that first step of awkwardness and reaching out to someone. And sometimes they express a need and stuff, and sometimes a person expressing a need even feels awkward expressing it. But I just want to say that's such a huge part of being human, is to acknowledge our weaknesses and help each other in our weaknesses. None of us has all the answers, but all of us can give a hug, all of us can say a few awkward words to each other, or write a few awkward words. And so I just want to say that and start on my canned speech here. As I was grieving over the death of my son, I was at a loss as to how I wanted to honor him during the celebration of his life. I woke up early this last weekend, and as I stared at the soft glow of the tea lights my wife had hung on the wall in our bedroom, they reminded me of stars in the night. And then I knew what I wanted to say tonight. And all of you know, Josh was pretty intelligent and very smart. He entered Willamette University, and he already, after the first week, his biology class was boring him because he already had gone through a lot of that stuff, and his AP biology class back at West. And so he talked to his professors, a third-year biology class on genetics. At first he was hesitant and stuff, but after he talked to Josh for half an hour, he saw how smart he was and let him in and did really well, you know. Anyway, I don't have a mind for science like Josh did, but I do have a deep and heartfelt appreciation for the vastness of space and the complexity of life, and I've tried to reconcile such things with my own faith. Often after everyone else was asleep for the night, I would get on the computer in our living room and read articles at various websites or play on online games to get sleepy. And then Josh would sometimes come in and during his teenage years especially, and then he'd approach me to talk, and we talked for an hour or two, sometimes talked about life, science, theology, politics, or recount some stories or interesting things we just come across, or recall scenes from movies we both enjoyed watching together. And I have to say, we didn't have a lot in common. Movies was one of them. We liked to, he didn't like to fish, and I got really motion sickness from trying to play Xbox with him. I had to go lie down afterwards sometimes, just trying to do some of that stuff. It just got to me. I mean, this kid could read the book in the car, and he would just have his nose in the book all the time, it seemed. Anyway, during those times, he would bring up thoughtful questions. I try to get across to Joshua what I believed and why. And all the while I knew that he had to make up his own mind and about what he would believe, because I knew really ultimately you have to think for yourself and make your own decisions. And I felt very close to my son at those times. For a moment, if you indulge me, I'd like you to be my children as you listen to my Father's heart. And to begin, I will attempt to bring you to a place where you will, like Josh and I, appreciate the vastness of space and the wonder of nature through this video clip.